Hello and welcome to the second episode of my cooking show. Today I'm going to make soup. I don't really have a plan yet besides that my friend Ollie is sick and I told Ollie I could bring some food, and I'm very excited to be able to share food with somebody because since Ollie is sick I don't have to worry about getting Ollie sick with my food germs. But I have no plan. Some people requested that I tell you the ingredients and recipe at the beginning of the video, which I won't be able to do. There are weird noises coming from the ceiling. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Sorry if you can. I don't know what it is. Anyway, I won't be able to tell you the ingredients beforehand because I haven't decided yet. But I'm excited that apparently some of you actually wanted to make the thing that I was making because it somehow didn't occur to me that that would happen. So that's cool, and you can still try to make a soup like this, but yeah, so some of the things I have, it's going to be a red lentil soup with some different vegetables in it, and I kind of just got out all my vegetables, but some of them I don't think I'm going to actually use. Like, celery I don't think actually goes well with lentils. Maybe it does. You can tell me if you've ever had things with celery and lentils, red lentils together. And I also have this, this is only half of this enormous daikon radish, which I also don't think I will use. But I need to do something with it because there's a lot of it. Okay. So, putting those away. I don't really know why I showed you things I wasn't going to use. That was kind of silly. I do have this squash that my other friend Sam brought me when he got me groceries. And I think maybe I will roast it in little chunks because roasted squash is, I like roasted squash better than boiled squash. So maybe I'll roast it and then mix it in with the lentil soup at the end. And I've got some onions and carrots and potatoes. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm going to start by cutting up onions and I'm going to start by cutting up onions and cutting up the squash. While I'm cutting this up, I'll preheat the oven to 400, yeah, and this is my soup pot, and I always start soup by putting some oil and onions and garlic in. So some olive oil, and these red lentils, they kind of like fall apart when they cook. So it's going to be mostly a sort of smooth soup, but with the squash, roasted squash pieces in it. So I'm going to cut my onion up kind of, that's not working. I'm going to cut it up kind of small so that it kind of fits in with the small, like, lentil pieces. You know, similar texture or something. So let's see, we can test if it's ready by putting one piece in and it's sizzling, so we can put all the rest of them in. And we can also, oh, it's so loud. We can also put in the spices now. I hope you can hear over the onion sizzling. So we can put the spices in now because it's nice for the spices to get to cook And the smell and flavor of them changes in a nice way if you fry them instead of just adding them to the liquid of your soup later. So let's see, I have cumin, coriander, here's cayenne that is from the farm where I worked that smells really good. It's like, I don't know, hard to describe, more almost floral pepper smell. And here's just a blend that's nice, and it has some more like kind of what we think of as being sweeter spices here. Usually, like it has cinnamon and allspice and stuff, but it's really nice to put those in savory stuff too. So I'll put some of these in there. Oh, and I can give you a cutting board. So I'll try to start cutting up this squash, and you can wash and cut up a potato. It's a little bit squishy, but I think we'll just cut it up into kind of small pieces, and if it's a little squishy, that's still fine for a stew. Okay, spices. And you can also always add more spices later, but it's nice to start with at least some of them frying with the onions and stuff. I love cumin. I put cumin in many things. Let's see. Paprika? Sure. Just a little bit. We'll stop there for now, but probably I'll add some other stuff. Okay, so you work on the potato. And I'm gonna... How should I do this? Maybe first I'm gonna cut the skin off, and then I'll cut it in half and try to cut it into chunks. Yeah, we just have to work on cutting these things up, and then we'll add them in. Okay, well you did a great job with the potatoes, and I'm still struggling with this squash over here, but I'm most of the way there. I think since this squash, I don't know what kind it is, since it has all these ridges on the outside, it was much harder to take the skin off than I thought it was going to be. But if you get a butternut squash or something like that, that's a little bit easier to get the skin off because it doesn't have all the bumps. And also a lot of kinds of squash, you can eat the skin and just like chop it up and bake it with the skin on it. I just don't really like eating the squash skin, so I took it off. Okay, I got a tray for the squash, and I got some coconut milk, and you don't have to use coconut milk in the soup, but you could. I think it'll be good. You could also use, I'm going to put in some water. You could use chicken stock or vegetable broth of some kind, or just water is fine. But so it smells good. The onions and the spices have been cooking. Now it's time for some coconut and I'll add some water too. Because that's probably not enough liquid. Okay, so there's liquid going in there. I'll turn it up so that it boils. Add some salt. And then I guess also add potatoes and lentils. In they go. Probably potatoes and lentils cook for a similar amount of time, and if they both get squishy, I'm kind of expecting them to both get kind of soft. Maybe we'll use like 1 cup or so of these. Possibly it's a good idea to rinse those to make sure there are no rocks, but I didn't do that. Sorry, Ollie, if there's rocks in your soup that I'm bringing you. There's probably not. I don't usually rinse them. Alright. And I will find the lid so that the heat stays in. So I'm not wasting energy. Alright, and I gotta finish cutting this thing up. Now that it's peeled and scraped out, all you have to do is make it into chunks. Alright, there we go. Squash escape. But squash mission accomplished. And now it's good. They're a little spread out, so they have space to really kind of roast on the bottoms and not, if they're all like on top of each other, they steam instead of caramelizing on the bottom as much. And let's see, I'll put some salt on them and some other spices. I don't know why I feel self-conscious about spicing on camera. I feel like, I don't know what I think is gonna happen if you like think I'm making a strange choice with spices or something. And then you can't taste it to decide what you think for yourself with your taste buds. Or whatever. Let's see. So I think I put cumin on it maybe. Here's pepper. What else? Oh, well, I have some bay leaves that I can put maybe one in the soup. And it's I save bay leaves from bay laurel trees in California, like around where I'm from when I go on hikes and stuff. So, from a bay laurel tree in California. I don't know if this actually will be good, but I feel like maybe some parsley will be good in here. Let's see. Actually, no, maybe not. Let's see. Onion powder. I feel like a lot of the time I use the same 5 spices on everything. Maybe I feel self-conscious about that. But I guess if it tastes good to me, it's fine. I could put a little bit of this on too. Yeah, so you sprinkle the spices and the salt, and I usually use this like canola oil for the oven, but I don't think it matters. Olive oil would be fine too. If you do like very high heat things, that's when I try not to use olive oil, but in case the olive oil burns. Okay. What are your favorite spices to put on root vegetables? Maybe I'll try something new and stop doing my like cumin, pepper, coriander, that kind of thing all the time, although it is good. Alright. It's in the oven. My hands are very oily. Should have washed them before opening the oven door. Ooh, I bet turmeric would be good in there. Oh, I have frozen turmeric. Alright, let's see.